Tears are often seen as fragility, a crack in our armor. But what if a single tear from a chosen one, a soul marked by destiny, is more than weakness? It's a vibration, a ripple that stirs the universe. Their sorrow hums with a frequency beyond ordinary emotion, an invisible spark that could ignite vast shifts. Have you ever felt it? When a loved one's tear beside you halts the air, summoning an unexplainable surge. Now, imagine that amplified 1,000-fold. A spiritually awakened being, cradling enlightenment, lets their tears fall. It's not just release. It's a whisper echoing to existence's edge, compelling the cosmos to listen. This is no mere cry. It's a call resonating through realms unseen. Want to uncover how these tears shape destinies and awaken hidden forces? Dive deeper with us. Join the journey and explore the power behind the chosen one's tears. 1. The emotional depth and cosmic connection. Chosen ones are not mere inhabitants of this world. They are intricately stitched into the very fabric of existence, their souls entwined with the unseen threads that weave the tapestry of reality. Their presence is a quiet hum, a subtle vibration that resonates with the pulse of the universe itself. When they shed tears, it is no ordinary act of release. It is a clarion call, a piercing note that cuts through the silence of the cosmos, announcing that something monumental is stirring. These are not the fleeting tears of everyday sorrow, but a profound signal, a beacon that reverberates through dimensions beyond mortal perception. Many believe that when a chosen one weeps, the spiritual realm awakens from its timeless watch, its stillness shattered by the urgency of their cry. Divine forces, ever attentive to these rare souls, respond with ripples of intervention, waves of celestial energy that cascade through hidden planes, realigning the delicate balance of fate. Their sorrow is not a passive lament. It is a direct transmission, a sacred summons to higher powers, beckoning action from realms that defy human understanding. Throughout the annals of history and the rich tapestry of mythology, we find echoes of this truth, stories of enlightened beings whose tears were harbingers of transformation. Picture Jesus, his eyes glistening with compassion, as he stood before the tomb of Lazarus, his tears a prelude to the miracle that would defy death itself. Or envision the Buddha, seated beneath the Bodhi tree, his silent tears falling like gentle rain as he teetered on the edge of enlightenment, each drop a stepping stone toward the Their tears carried weight, a gravity that bent the arc of time and space, setting the stage for miracles that would echo through generations. Could it be that the chosen ones of today possess a similar untapped potency? Are their tears a latent key, poised to unlock cosmic doors that remain invisible to the uninitiated? A quiet power waiting to reshape the world in ways we cannot yet fathom. Now imagine a chosen one standing amid the ruins of their own spirit, their heart shattered by the jagged edges of betrayal, their soul aching from the relentless sting of injustice, or their resolve tested by the unbearable weight of a destiny they did not choose. When they cry, it is not a simple surrender to pain. It is a recalibration, a forceful yet subtle reweaving of the energies that swirl around them. Their tears ripple out. The world often paints chosen ones as invincible, their strength an unyielding fortress against the chaos of life. And in many ways, this image rings true. They endure tempests that would fracture lesser spirits, relentless spiritual assaults that test their resolve, betrayals from those they hold closest, and the isolating burden of a purpose so vast it defies comprehension. Their resilience is a marvel, a testament to an inner fire that refuses to be extinguished. Yet beneath this towering strength lies an emotional depth so immense it could swallow oceans, a reservoir of feeling that pulses with the heartbeat of the collective. When this depth overflows, when their tears finally break free, the tremors ripple far beyond their immediate world, shaking the foundations of both the seen and unseen. Chosen ones do not cry over trivialities. Their hearts are not swayed by the petty disappointments or shallow wounds that mark ordinary lives. Their tears are born from wounds that pierce their essence. Betrayal by those they trusted with their light, rejection from a world they labor to heal, or the crushing weight of a divine mission that demands their all and more. These are not the tears of the weak, but the war cries of warriors who have battled unseen enemies on battlegrounds no one else dares to tread. Consider the silent load they bear, the unspoken duty to heal not only their own scars, but the collective pain that surrounds them. Like sponges, they soak up the anguish of others, offering compassion and illumination, even as they are met with ingratitude or malice in return. This is the hidden torment of the chosen ones, a quiet, searing agony they bury deep within, not out of cowardice, but out of a selfless strength that places the needs of others above their own. They stifle their emotions, shielding those they cherish from the storm brewing inside. Their restraint a sacrifice few recognize, but when that restraint shatters, when the floodgates of their soul burst open, the release is cataclysmic. A tempest of raw, unbridled power that purges years of suppressed energy. It's a reckoning, a moment when the universe itself pauses to bear witness to their truest self unveiled. Their tears become a force of nature, shaking the spiritual ether and sending shockwaves that demand attention from every corner of creation. Far from a sign of defeat, this vulnerability is their greatest strength, a paradox that holds the power to remake reality itself, proving that even in their breaking, chosen ones are architects of transformation. 2. The ripple effect and divine justice. There exists a quiet, almost sacred power in the vulnerability of a chosen one, a strength that emerges not from stoic resistance, but from the raw courage to embrace their deepest emotions. When they permit themselves to feel, to let their guard down and allow the floodgates of their soul to open, the energy they unleash doesn't simply vanish into the ether. Instead, it reverberates outward, reshaping the very atmosphere around them. It stirs the unseen currents of existence, igniting a chain reaction that unveils hidden truths, sets karmic wheels spinning, and recalibrates the balance of the cosmos. Those who dare to wound a chosen one often do so in ignorance, blind to the invisible forces they've provoked. At first, they may feel triumphant, believing their actions carry no weight. But the consequences are as certain as the rising sun. Have you ever found yourself reflecting on a moment when you hurt someone whose only intent was to lift you up? Someone whose kindness you repaid with cruelty, only to watch your own life unravel in ways you couldn't explain? That wasn't mere chance. It was the hand of a greater law at work, a spiritual principle that governs the lives of those marked by destiny. Chosen ones are not designed to be broken without a price. Their tears are far more than fleeting expressions of pain. They are a clarion call, a beacon flashing across dimensions to alert the universe that an injustice has occurred. Imagine this. The instant a chosen one's tear falls, the spiritual realm awakens from its slumber. It's as if their sorrow pierces the veil between worlds, summoning forces beyond human grasp, ancestors who watch from afar, guides who whisper wisdom in silence, and divine protectors who stand as unseen sentinels along their path. When a chosen one is pushed to the brink, when their spirit fractures under the weight of betrayal or despair, these guardians spring into action with a precision that defies comprehension. History is rich with tales of those who dared to harm the spiritually awakened, only to find their lives dismantled by consequences too vast to fathom. Some label it karma, a simple cause and effect dance. Others see it as divine justice, a higher court settling the score. But at its core, it's the unfolding of a universal truth. When a chosen one suffers, the fabric of reality ripples, and the cosmos conspires to right the wrong. Have you ever observed the curious pattern of misfortune that trails those who mistreat the pure of heart? It's no accident. Chosen ones exist outside the ordinary rules that bind most souls. Their journey is tethered to a higher order, a sacred rhythm that ensures their light cannot be dimmed without consequence. Their tears don't fall lightly. They spill forth only when the weight of external trials, betrayal by trusted allies, losses that cut to the bone, the aching solitude of their path, meets the internal storm of a spirit too expansive for this fragile world. When they cry, it's not a surrender, but a breaking point where their soul demands release. A moment where the pressure of their divine calling becomes too immense to contain. Many assume these beings are invincible, that they can weather any storm without faltering. But that's a misconception. They feel pain as keenly as anyone, perhaps more so, because their emotions run like rivers through caverns unseen. When that sorrow overflows, it's not merely a personal catharsis. It's a cosmic event, a signal that something has gone terribly awry, and divine intervention is no longer a possibility. It's an inevitability. Have you ever pushed someone beyond their limits, only to feel the sting of regret when the fallout became clear? With a chosen one, that principle amplifies to a scale that shakes the foundations of reality. The universe keeps vigilant watch over them, and when they endure unjust suffering, a shift begins, an energetic tide that sweeps through their lives and beyond. Those who inflict harm set in motion a sequence of events they cannot halt, often leading to their own undoing. Picture a storm brewing on the horizon. A chosen one's tears are the first gentle drops, a quiet warning of the deluge to come. What follows is a torrent, washing away obstacles, cleansing their path, and leaving behind a transformed landscape. This is why those who wrong them soon stumble into chaos. Opportunities slip through their fingers, obstacles rise unbidden, and a strange unrest shadows their days. It's not retribution in the petty sense. It's a recalibration, a restoration of equilibrium. And if you've ever been the one to make a chosen one weep, know this: the universe has already marked the moment, and what unfolds next is a force beyond your command. 3. Tears as a catalyst for elevation. Tears are vessels of energy, subtle yet potent, but when they fall from the eyes of a chosen one, they transcend the personal and resonate with the collective soul of humanity. These spiritually awakened beings don't shed tears merely for their own burdens. Their sorrow is a mirror reflecting the pain, hopes, and unspoken struggles of those around them. Rooted deeply in the vibrational tapestry of existence, their emotions hum with a frequency that reverberates through the unseen layers of reality. When they release this anguish, it's as though the universe itself pauses, recalibrates, and bends to their silent call. This is why, after a profound emotional collapse, chosen ones often find themselves on the cusp of unexpected breakthroughs, moments of clarity, renewal, or seismic shifts in their life's trajectory. Have you ever wept until you felt hollow, only to rise the next morning with a stillness that whispered new truths? For most, crying is a purge, a shedding of weight. But for chosen ones, it's an energetic alchemy, an amplified reset that dismantles stagnant forces and clears the path for what's to come. The intensity of their tears is no ordinary thing. It's a torrent of power capable of unraveling outdated energies and summoning fresh beginnings. This is why periods of deep sorrow often precede radical transformations in their lives. Relationships that once anchored them dissolve, jobs that confined their spirit fall away, and locations that no longer nurture their growth fade into memory. Sometimes they awaken to revelations, higher truths that had lingered just beyond their grasp, illuminating their purpose with blinding clarity. Their tears are a cleansing fire, purifying not only their own journey but also the web of connections around them. severing ties with people and circumstances that no longer vibrate in harmony with their destiny. It's a sacred pruning, a deliberate act of the universe to ensure their path remains aligned with a greater design. Consider the last time you felt a chapter of your life close after a flood of tears. Did it not, in hindsight, pave the way for something truer? Yet, the world often misunderstands this process, believing that pain can be inflicted without consequence. For ordinary souls, this might hold true temporarily, but chosen ones exist under a different cosmic law. The universe stands as a vigilant guardian over those who walk a divine path, and no wound against them goes unseen. If you've ever witnessed someone strike at a pure-hearted individual only to stumble into swift misfortune, be it a sudden loss, a fractured peace, or an unraveling life, you've glimpsed this principle at work. Chosen ones are not mere mortals. They are spiritual warriors clad in vulnerability, their tears a beacon to the higher forces that shield them. When they cry, the energy shifts with an almost tangible weight, and those who dared to wound them find themselves ensnared in the consequences of their own actions. Some lose material wealth, their foundations crumbling beneath them. Others drown in emotional chaos, haunted by the echoes of their choices. And a few watch their entire existence fracture, as if the universe itself has rewritten their script. This isn't about vengeance. It's about equilibrium. The cosmos doesn't play favorites, but it demands balance. When someone disrupts the harmony of a chosen one's journey, they tip the scales, inviting a counterforce to restore order. This is why betraying someone who only offered kindness can lead to years of unexplained hardship. Have you ever heard tales of a person who turned against a gentle soul, only to later confess their life spiraled into ruin? It's not chance. It's a spiritual recalibration. Chosen ones may extend forgiveness, their hearts too vast to cling to bitterness. But the universe keeps a ledger that cannot be erased. Their pain doesn't dissolve into the ether. It transmutes into a current that insists on justice, a force that rights the wrongs inflicted upon them. If you've ever been the one weeping from betrayal, take solace. Every tear was witnessed, each drop a coin spent on a future where you ascend while those who sought to shatter you stand powerless. So what lies ahead? The question lingers like a thread in the wind. Pain might feel like a dead end, a wall too high to climb, but for a chosen one, it's merely the forge where they are refined. Like gold kissed by flame, their suffering tempers them, forging strength, wisdom, and an unshakable alignment with their purpose. History whispers this truth through the lives of its titans, those who reshape the world with their words, deeds, and presence, often after enduring trials that would crush lesser spirits. The chosen ones of today carry that same legacy. Their darkest hours are the womb of their greatest callings, birthing resilience that defies comprehension. Reflect on your own moments of anguish. Didn't they in time gift you clarity, a quiet power, a new North Star? This is no accident. The universe wields pain as a sculptor's chisel, stripping away the superfluous to reveal what's essential for their divine rise. Those who seek to break a chosen one rarely foresee the irony. Their blows become the wind beneath their target's wings. What was meant to bury them instead lifts them higher, turning tear-soaked despair into the bedrock of their triumphs. If you're walking through a season of sorrow, know this: your tears are not lost. Each one waters the soil of a destiny already written in the stars. And those who doubted you, who wounded or dismissed you, they'll stand as spectators to a rise they cannot fathom. One overlooked truth remains: to harm a chosen one is to cast a stone into a still pond. The ripples return with force. Betrayers, deceivers, manipulators, they trap themselves in the very pain they sowed, caught in a karmic web that tightens with time. It may not strike instantly, but the spiritual realm operates with precision. When a chosen one cries from another's cruelty, An energetic pact is sealed, demanding repayment in ways that leave the offender trembling. Have you ever crossed someone, believing the slate stayed clean, only to face a downfall you couldn't trace? Karma isn't always a thunderclap. Sometimes it's a slow tide, inevitable and exacting. For chosen ones, this retribution is amplified, their divine protection a shield that turns harm back upon its source. Many who've wounded them return later, voices trembling with regret, admitting their lives unraveled in the aftermath. They might not see the connection, but the truth endures. You cannot strike at a soul guarded by higher powers without consequence. If you've ever caused a chosen one pain, pause and reflect. Seek amends, not just from them, but from the cosmos itself. Energy doesn't vanish, it circles back home. Strangest of all, after their tears fall, people vanish from their orbit. Some drift away by choice, others are swept aside by unseen hands. This isn't loss, it's realignment. When a chosen one's energy shifts through grief, the universe clears their path of misaligned souls. It might feel like isolation, but it's preparation for ascent. Think of your own life. After a wound, didn't certain faces fade, revealing their temporary role? For chosen ones, this is magnified. Heartbreak or betrayal becomes the knife that cuts away dead weight, ushering in new horizons. They might relocate to unfamiliar lands, step into uncharted careers, or find themselves in spaces that match their elevated vibration. Their pain births a greater chapter, a testament to their unyielding spirit. The world must understand this. A chosen one's resurgence eclipses their fall. What aimed to crush them fuels their climb. Silent tears sketch the map to their next victory. History's giants, mocked, broken, yet triumphant, prove this cycle. When a chosen one weeps, they don't shatter, they transform, emerging sharper, stronger, unrecognizable to their doubters. Have you ever lost it all, only to find it was a prelude to more? That's their divine rhythm, breakdowns cloaking breakthroughs. If you've ever brought a chosen one to tears, know this: you didn't end them. You awakened their power, and when they rise, no force can halt them. If these words have struck a chord deep within you, it's no accident, it's a sign. Perhaps you are a chosen one yourself, or maybe you've crossed paths with one, their presence leaving an indelible mark on your soul. The journey of a chosen one is not paved with ease. It's a rugged path carved through sacrifice and resilience. They are here for a purpose far greater than themselves, to shatter old cycles, to bend the fabric of reality, and to ignite awakening in those who slumber through life. If you're a chosen one who has weathered the storms of profound emotional pain, hear this truth: your tears were never wasted. Each drop was a sacred offering, a cleansing fire refining you for your highest calling. What you've lost, be it love, trust, or peace, will return to you, magnified in ways you can't yet imagine. And those who sought to dim your light, they'll stand in awe, powerless, as you rise to heights they never foresaw. But if you've ever been the one to wound a chosen one, pause and look within. The universe moves with a patience that belies its precision. Every action is seen, every hurt recorded in the ledger of existence. Now is your moment to reflect, to seek forgiveness, and to realign with the truth before the scales tip beyond your reach. Never underestimate the gift of having a chosen one in your life. Their presence is a rare thread in the tapestry of your story. Before you turn away, let me ask, have you ever felt the ground shift beneath you after a moment of raw transformation? Have you witnessed karma weave its quiet, unerring justice before your eyes? I invite you to share your experiences in the comments below. Your story could be the spark that lights another's path. Together, let's forge a sanctuary of awakened souls right here in Awakened Era. If this message has stirred your spirit, Don't let it fade. Act on it. Like this video to amplify its reach, subscribe to Awaken for more revelations that cut through the noise, and tap the notification bell so you're never left behind on this journey of discovery. And here's one more step. Share this with someone you suspect might be a chosen one. They may need this reminder of their power. Never forget, when a chosen one cries, it's not a curtain falling. It's the dawn of an unstoppable force breaking through the horizon.